Alright, hi everyone. Welcome back to Synergetic Games. My name is Natalie. I'm trying to get into the habit of introducing myself better. Still working on that in general. But, oh yes. I've started using like the polls panel in the about section, so if you wanted to have a say in the games that we play next, you may go into the about section and pick your desired game in the current poll, which is a choice between More Detroit Become Human, A Man of Medan, and Heavy Rain as our new weekend game. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted because I've got my cat down here who... Oh god! Cat's up here now. Who is demanding attention. He does this. Sweetie, that's... You're gonna knock that over if you get too enthusiastic with it. I have this because I live in a very small living space and I don't want you to see my entire life just yet. I don't think we're there in our relationship. Sweet! Gosh. Sweetie pie. Sweetie. Kingsley. Please get off the table. So yeah, when we last left off yesterday, I do believe we finished being homeless. We wound up in hospital after being attacked by a bunch of douchebags. And, the FBI or military or somebody decided that they were gonna, you know, see how the chick in the coma is doing. And we escaped through the window, much to everyone's astonishment and probably mild annoyance. Now we're starting out in a new scene. We're just entering into the childhood phase. And if I take us over to here, you can see where we are when eventually your screen does load. Because it takes its time. Yeah, there we are. That's where we are in the childhood phase. We've decided to play the game as originally intended, so the story's non-linear, so if it doesn't make sense this time around, don't be alarmed, because it's still culminating in a wider story arc kind of thing. I think we're actually about a third of the way, maybe a little bit towards halfway through, because I've seen this game played. I know there's plenty still to come, even though I seem to have forgotten a large majority of it because I only saw it played once. Didn't want to get too invested in, you know, replays and rewatching and stuff, because I wanted to eventually do it myself. And now I am. Dreams really do come true. Alright. So you know what? I think it's time we continued. Oh, tell you what. It's nice if you guys have sound. There we go. It might have just been me that's muted. Maybe you had sound because you should be getting my audio, my desktop audio capture. But tell you what, I'm going to... Oh wow, that's really loud. I turned you down before. Okay. So, you should now be able to hear me, because I regularly say I have precious gems that you need to hear. Anyway, here we go.
It won't be for long. Just long enough for them to find out what's...
So our
Don't leave me here.
adoptive parents are dropping us off in the science lab where we've grown up so far. Because apparently we were doing some scary things and then we had a nightmare and we got hurt. So now we're being sent somewhere where we can be safe and studied and learn to control our powers and things.
I know you're still.
Jody, I know it's hard leaving your home and your family, but here we have a better chance of understanding what's happening. We can find a way to protect you.
Nobody can protect me.
If you haven't seen this played before, she is attached to an entity named Aiden, and there are other entities that have apparently been attacking her and tormenting her.
If you need anything, or if anything's wrong, just call and we'll come right away. It's okay.
And Aiden tends to get her in a bit of trouble every now and again.
All right. Find somewhere to change.
Oh, she got a whole kitchenette. How grown up. A bit patronizing, but
Hope they haven't put cameras in here too.
oh. Well, she gets internet access, so that doesn't suck. Is there food? Can't believe they haven't stocked the food. The food hub.
Come on, Bunny Gruff. Let's see where we're going to sleep tonight.
Bunny Gruff, that's too cute. I was never very creative with naming my teddy bears. Most of the brown ones were just called Brownie. And just constantly reminded me of food. So yay.
I'm gonna turn out the light now. Good night, Jody.
Wait! Can you leave the light on in the hall? I don't like it when it's dark.
Sure. How's that?
Good
Good night.
night. Don't be afraid, Aiden. We're gonna have a good night's sleep, and nothing is gonna happen.
Time to get comfy. And some of the most riveting QTEs I've ever seen.
I can't sleep, Aiden. I think I need a story.
Sorry. Elefante. Ooh!
Get help, Aiden, quick!
so silly. Something's happening!
Off my Jody! Get off! Get off! I'm trying. Oh god.
My God, Jody! Get a doctor! Hurry!
It's okay. It'll be alright now. Hayden isn't scared of them anymore.
See, I ain't all bad. Entities apprentice. Sorry. You can't see the Steam achievements, but they are there. Didn't spy on Dawkins and parents. Oh, I didn't know that was an option. Vanquish the entities. Woke up cool. Suppose I could wake somebody else up. Like other girls.
I said no. End of story.
Please, Nathan, just this once. All the other girls in my class are going, and I won't be late. I promise, okay?
You're wasting your breath, Jody.
It's just not fair. How come everyone can go and I can't? I do everything you ask of me all week, and I never get to have any fun.
For the 100th time, you're not like everyone else, and there are rules.
Well, I didn't ask to be different. I just want to go out and have friends and be like other girls my age.
You'll never be like them. You need to get used to that. Good night.
Ah!
Oh. Sorry, I just don't think I have a tantrum like that. Maybe once or twice. Random screaming. Sometimes you just gotta get it out, and sometimes words just fail.
Let me know if you need anything.
And that's okay. Jody goes through a lot of style changes in her time. Oop.
Stop it, Jody. This is not gonna do you any good. You're grounded. Period. Enough. This is getting you nowhere.
Stop it, Aiden. They don't give a shit if we break everything in this goddamn room. If that's not gonna work, we have to figure out what will.
Yeah? Yeah, she's calmed down. She smashed up the apartment first, but she's calmed down. Okay. Sure. See you tomorrow.
Excuse me. May I borrow you for a moment?
I'm really sorry, Cole. I hate myself for doing this, but you understand, right? I need to go out tonight. Yeah, I know. It's too late to turn back now.
I'm getting caught like immediately.
Locked. Of course it is.
Right? You can do it, Jody. It is within your grasp to leave the house. What's this? What's this way? Oh, if Aiden were here, I bet he could get me a soda.
Why, hello, Cole. Jody. A little late for a day trip, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm feeling, I'm feeling sick. I'm feeling sick, so we were just gonna go, and get some fresh air.
You okay? You want us to call the infirmary?
No, there's no need. I'm, you know, Cole's looking after me, so... Right, Cole? Yeah, so...
What's up, Cole? Cat got your tongue? Hmm?
Cole, we should probably get going now. Good night. He's in a really bad mood. He hasn't even said a word all day. He lost his voice. I think it's like a virus or something. So, that's more than I've gotten out of him all day long. So.
Hope it's not contagious, buddy. You should be home in bed if you ask me. Safer for all of us. All right, well. See you. Go on now.
Don't panic. Keep her cool. Keep her cool.
Well, at least we don't have to look for Cole's car. There's cameras everywhere. Better not hang around here too long.
No, why would we do that? Come on, come on, come on. Here we go.
Now get in the car and
Beep, beep.
start it up.
Dun 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 dun. Time to get in the car. Oh, there's the door.
Damn. I'm not really out of sight. Let's go, Aiden. Try not to attract attention, okay?
Good call, my man. Night off? Jody?
Oh god, try not to attract any attention or anything. It's... Don't worry about that.
You'll forgive me, right? I'll be back soon. And don't worry, I'll be fine. Okay, Aiden. Take him into the forest. Make sure he's safe.
I don't know. The last time I was in the forest, there were dogs, and they were not friendly. But that was in the future, so they might not be there. But if they are, I guess that's a big problem.
Well, this is the place. The girls must be inside already.
Hey, look who that is.
They're not here yet. We'll wait.
Don't need no preacher man to tell me right from wrong. Don't need no real estate to prove I belong. Don't need no passenger to tell me where to go. Don't need no travel guide to go and steal the show. Just me and the open road, got it going on. My lights tell me where
Alright, I guess we're gonna find something to do. Ah, here we are. Okay.
How old are you, miss?
I'm 21. I just want a lemonade.
Legality beer. That right there is a slightly younger Todd in the background. Can't recognize that face anywhere. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. Nathan's gonna be pissed. It better be worth it.
Yep, there's Nobody here about a bunch of dudes that you don't know. And you ordered a lemonade. Not that that's a bad thing, but considering the one experience with alcohol we know she's had, it wasn't great. And she was also much younger at the time, too. Lemon! Inside a lemon! Me. I honestly... Oh. Can we? Yeah? Oh, right. It's the mashy symbol. Jesus, look at that high score. I don't even know how to play pinball. Not really, anyway.
You want to shoot some pool, darling?
No.
No thanks.
Aw, come on. We're just passing the time.
Alright, just one game.
Oh.
Ladies first.
This bit I remember, and I hate it.
Nice shot. What you doing in here all on your lonesome?
Nothing special. It's just a regular Saturday night for me. Out with the girls.
Trying to hustle me, girl? Truth be told, you're kind of young to be in here.
Apparently,
It's none of your business. And
he's
besides,
quite a nice person in real life, but he's just so far. My experience just played really unpleasant people.
Whoa.
At least the guy who played
I'm
Perkins got to be a
impressed.
nice person this time around.
Your parents know you're in here?
Yeah. Sure, they dropped me off. They'll be back. I'm sure they'll be back soon to pick me up. Hey! Back off!
Well, maybe you know you want to.
Ooh, don't.
Who's there? Where are you, creep? Show yourself! Come out, you fucking coward! We gotta get out of here, man. I don't like it. Don't chicken out of me now, Frank.
Sorry.
Shut the fuck up, Frank. That's bullshit. Fuck it, Earl. I don't want to die. Nobody's dying. We're getting the fuck out of here. Jesus. Jesus! What the fuck are you doing, Sam? Open the goddamn door! I can't! It's stuck! Get out of the way, I'll break it down! Come on, Earl!
Hey, buddy. Ooh.
Come on, Earl! Sam, what the fuck?
There you go. Oh dear. Oh, he's just the bartender. Come on. Oh.
Jody! My God. Are you all right? Good God, what happened?
I just wanted to go out. Just be like everyone else for once.
Oh, no. It's okay.
Unless I can't remember what happened. I was out. Just hit my elbow on the table. I was focused on Todd, but was that did the bartender try and stop him, or was he like, I'm gonna get in on that action? Because you know what, if he was like a passive party to all of this, then he shouldn't have been. But also, if he didn't attack Jody either, I don't think he deserved to be shot in the face. But if he was, then, you know, I guess they all kind of got what they deserved there, didn't they? Beach the attackers. Didn't hear the customers. Passed the entrance guard. Snuck or rushed out of the DPA. Stayed in the bar. Killed at least one attacker. Oh. I'm pretty much betting that they were all killed, and I don't. It must be a really concerted thing to not kill them, I feel. If like 90% of people did, you'd have to really go out of your way to avoid doing that one.
I don't know how to tell you this, Jody, so I'm just going to tell you. Your mom and I, we've been transferred. We have to leave the base. We really want to take you with us, but we think... Everyone thinks that it would be better for you to stay here with Professor Dawkins. Of course, we'll come to see you whenever it's possible.
And that guitar in the background, that's so cute.
It's in our new home.
Is that a cookie?
Okay. Well, I think it's for the best. Goodbye, dear.
Be brave, darling. I know this is difficult. I'm sure it'll work out.
We gotta go. Susan.
Just give me a minute, Philip.
Dude, don't rush her. You're saying goodbye to your adopted kid. Don't be a jerk.
That's enough. Come on.
Oof.
to kill me. Oh my God, she's evil. You're a monster. Do you hear me? A monster.
Oh my God. Jody.
Jody,
Hey,
I know how you feel.
I didn't kill him. And that was Aiden.
But you made the right decision.
Could have killed him. I almost did. I was so tempted. He was such a jerk. He's probably the least paternal person I've ever seen. Well, I've seen less paternal people, but choked Jody's father. Oh, that was the only yeah. The Navajo. We're bouncing around here. Okay, so this, I believe, is after the coma happened.
Look, I'm totally exhausted and thirsty, and I have no clue where we fucking are, so just play nice and give me a break, okay?
Can I do anything to help you? Let me help you, Jody. Let me help you. Oh, okay. Just a landscape shot. I thought it was gonna be a cutscene for a second. It's only a rouge. Is he stopping? He's not stopping! Ah. Well, I mean, not everyone who stops for not everyone you stop for can be safe, and not everyone who stops for you can be safe, so, you know, it's risky on both sides. One or both of you could be a crazy person.
Everything's gonna be okay. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm dying of thirst. And everything's fucked. But it's gonna be okay.
Yep. Always look on the bright side of life.
Leave me alone, Aiden.
But what if I don't want to, Jody? Oh, hey, looky there. Whew.
It's okay, Aiden. There's no reason to be nervous.
But the horsies. Ah, door. Let's, knock. I feel like saying hello would be a good start.
Hey, I'm so sorry to disturb you. I'm just looking for some place to spend the night, and I was hoping...
You can't stay here. Sorry.
Please. It's gonna be really cold tonight. No, I have nowhere else to go, and I promise I will be gone by morning.
I told you you can't stay here. You need to leave now.
Yeah, but why though? Please.
Ja, Esbazo, Akurinaho, Dobone, Zarahe, Edinne.
Okay, Knas, Tad, Bendako, Dos Kas. Okay. You can stay here tonight. Come in.
Thanks, buddy.
What's your name?
Jody.
I'm Paul. These are my sons, Corey and Jay. My mother, Shimasani. Don't be surprised if she doesn't answer you. She hasn't spoken in years. We're about to have dinner. Would you like to eat with us?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
We don't see many hitchhikers out here. Can I ask where you're headed?
I don't know, man.
I just keep moving from day to day. I guess if I keep going long enough, I'll figure out where I'm headed.
I see.
You guys are, Navajo, right?
We're Dene.
That means the people in Navajo. That's what we call ourselves.
You guys are really far from everything here.
My family's lived here for generations. I was born here. I'll probably die here. I tell my boys to go. I know there's nothing for them here. But, they want to stay with their grandmother and me, so...
It's not a bad thing.
This is the, first ranch that I've seen in miles.
There used to be more of us. And they've left for the city. It's a hard life out here. It's late. Jay will, show you to your room. Good night.
Listen, can I, you know, take dinner to my room, please?
Are you coming?
But, dude, come on.
You stay in your room. No matter what you hear.
What I hear? What do you mean?
You value your life? Lock your door and don't come out until the morning.
Do exactly the opposite of that. Gotcha. Come on, come on, come on. There you go.
I know. It's a very strange place.
Oh, it gets weirder,
Don't worry.
sweetie.
Tomorrow will be a long way from here. Good night, Aiden.
Ooh.
You stay in your room.
Hi,
No matter what you
Jessica.
do.
How you been? Been a while. Yeah. We'll okay. Feeling fine. Why, you just having a sort of off day, or has it not been a great day in general? Any reason in particular, or is it you're not quite sure?
Shit. What's going on here? Aiden, find a way to open that door.
Sure thing, buddy. If you don't mind. I will just disregard all of your advice. Well, without going into too much detail, me and Jay are not a thing anymore. I've just been concerned about him. Oh. Well, First, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing well. Is there a reason you're worried about him, or is it just like a general
Go back
feeling?
to your room right now.
Please, Jody. Just do as I ask. What are you doing here? I told you to stay in your room.
What the hell was that?
Go back to bed. You can leave in the morning.
Hmm. Well, I mean, that's understandable. A breakup can be hard on anyone. I mean, if you're still on speaking terms, make sure he's okay, or get a mutual friend to check on him. Obviously, we don't want anything, terrible to happen, and it's important to make sure people are okay, especially after something like this happens. But, I mean, ultimately, I hope he's fine, but I think it's pretty normal to be sort of upset after something like that happens. So hopefully you don't have too much of a reason to be overly concerned. No, it was my fault, so you weren't. And It's like last week we broke up, but I don't know if it's because of breakup or if it's something else. You mean he won't want to speak to you? But as I say, if you're worried, if you've got a mutual friend who can talk to him, then I would recommend doing that, or getting them to ask at least.
You looked exhausted. I told the boys to let you sleep.
Thanks. I really needed it.
Made some coffee.
I mean, hopefully there's nothing else wrong. I mean, I'm not going to pry, but if you want to talk about it, I'm here. But I can understand you not wanting to, on account of the fact that we're streaming. But I don't know. If you don't have anyone else to speak to, you can always whisper me. I'll see if I can help you. But yeah, if you've got people to talk to, that's also cool. And yes, I was gonna say.
I'm gonna hit the road. Thank you.
There's a lot of work to be done on the farm.
But hopefully you won't have anything to worry about. It's kind of understandable that he might be feeling off right now. But just get someone to check on him and he should be fine, probably.
Didn't pay you anything, but you have a roof, food on the table. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Good. You'll find some more clothes in Corey's room. See you outside?
Yeah, no, that's understandable. It's always important to respect people's privacy.
Ready for work?
That poor sheep.
Ready when you are.
The sheep need water. Think you can handle that?
Well, not that sheep, surely.
Sure.
Let's talk to the lady. Can I?
Hi. My name is Jody, and I'm gonna stay here for a little bit and help out. I hope that you don't mind. This is beautiful. Did you make this yourself?
But, I hope you're doing okay in all of this as well. I mean, I know you said you were meh, but, you know, other than meh.
So, you're gonna stay a while?
It looks that way.
Great. I mean,
It's good to have some help.
Thanks, Jody. Can you get some hay from the barn?
Can't believe Jody, even as a homeless traveling hobo, Jody still has a really cool wardrobe. Ooh.
Holy shit, an antique. This has got to be like 40 or 50 years old.
This doesn't look like hay to me, Jody.
Good job. Help me, Aiden. Take it easy, Aiden. Just one bale, not the whole goddamn haystack.
What part of me has suggested that I am in any way subtle, Jody?
Hey, Jody! Lunch?
Okay, let me just finish this first.
Have you ever played this before?
Put it down anywhere. Thanks, Jody.
It is quite good. I'm enjoying it.
It's lunchtime.
You can get it on
Go and join the
Steam.
boys if you're hungry.
You coming?
It was a PlayStation 4 release
Still have work to
initially,
do.
but you can get it on Steam
Okay,
now.
later then.
It's from the people who did Detroit Become Human and also Heavy Rain, naturally. I've got yesterday's playthrough of Fable 3. I still can't get over the time I almost finished. I was at the end game stuff, and the boss was monologuing, and I stepped through like a cutscene thing, and the game crashed because apparently there was a bug where if you don't first let the boss finish the monologue and then go to the cutscene bit or change scene or whatever, the game will crash on you. So you just have to let him finish and then go. But it had been so long since I actually last saved that I just rage quit, and I never actually finished Fable 3, and I'm really annoyed about it. You know, I haven't had an Xbox for ages. And I don't actually own Fable 3 on any other platform either.
Have a seat.
Thanks.
But I hope it's going well for you. I really enjoyed it when I played it. And I'm still trying to play the first Fable game, which I enjoy. But I got
Are there other Navajo ranches around?
further on Fable 3 than I ever did with the first one.
But now there's just us. The others got scared off. The others decided to go live in the city. Not everyone wants to live in the desert.
I was going to get a PS4, but then I stuck with the Xbox. PS4 is a solid console, and generally less prone to the red ring of death, which happened to me a lot with my Xbox. I had a 360. We had several 360s.
When I opened the door last night.
So I hope yours is going, you know, well and is healthy.
Pretty sure someone was outside.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's probably a dream.
But at the moment, I played some of this yesterday, so if you haven't caught up and are interested,
I saw the dead sheep.
then there's the first half of this to go, so available to you. But this is going to be a bit confusing because it's told in a non-linear sort of way, so don't worry if
You always ask so many questions.
I don't know if you heard that, but my cat knocked something over. So don't worry if you don't get this, because it is non-linear and therefore does not immediately make sense to everyone anyway.
You probably wouldn't like it, huh? So keep your secrets to yourself. And don't ask any more questions.
But I want to. I'm nosy.
Excuse me. I got work.
Oh yes, the Xbox is definitely better than the 360. Oh yeah. I don't think
Don't mind him, Jody.
I maybe had one Xbox One, but then we switched to the 360. I do miss the Xbox because they had some really good games. From what I remember, I still have like a bunch of Naruto fighting games. Don't know why I have to demonstrate with the punching, but I mean, I am sure you know how fighting works. But I used to be really big into the Naruto games, which are on Xbox 360. I had a lot of fun. What's going on here, bruh? Who's he the horsey?
Let's see what Jay's doing.
Whoa, whoa.
Do you know, I'm pretty sure you can get quite a few of the games on Steam.
Do you mind if I try?
I know you can get them on the PS4.
You worked with horses before?
No, but I'm magical.
Go right ahead. His name's Ashki.
Ashki, that's a cute name. I've never really played Assassin's Creed games. I have a friend who's played basically all of them.
Don't be afraid, I'm just gonna come over there.
And it was quite funny because he predicted this. It's like, if the next game isn't a Viking version, then I don't know what they're doing. So he said the next one's going to be either Vikings or something else. And you know what the next release was? Vikings!
Easy. Easy, boy.
But I'm quite interested to play at least the first one, but I don't think I want to go through every single one of them, because it's very much more of the same, but, you know, in a sort of yo-yoing worse, better kind of situation. There are some that are way better than others. People seem to really like Black Flag. Yes, Black Flag and Rogue are probably the best so far. And oh my god, I want to play the Viking one so badly. It reminds me of the Viking series. Oh gosh, I never actually finished the Viking series, but I was really enjoying it. I kind of... Life happened and I kind of lost where I was in the series, so part of me wants to, like, try again. I'm gonna possess this horse.
Take him to the enclosure.
I haven't finished it, but I gotta finish that in Game of Thrones. Have you read the Game of Thrones books?
How'd you do that?
We all have our secrets, right?
I told you, I'm magical.
Maybe I misjudged you.
No, I'm just haunted. Like, a lot.
If you want to take a shower, it's behind the barn. Ladies first.
It's fine by me.
Okay, nobody's in the barn. Like, I think the first 2 or 3 seasons of Game of Thrones are pretty good, but the books are, like, hands down so much better than the series. You're probably better off reading the books and then leaving season 8 of Game of Thrones well alone.
Ooh, I really need a good shower.
Any Game of Thrones fan will tell you that season 8 is not worth the film it was filmed on. So many of the actors were really upset with how it turned out, and so were so many of the fans, because it threw so much stuff out the window. And it's really annoying because they were actually given more episodes, or HBO wanted to give them more episodes, but they refused. So they could have really fleshed out what they had, but they chose not to, and that annoyed so many people. But I'd say that most of the Game of Thrones series is still worth watching, even though as time goes on it departs further and further from the actual books. So I genuinely highly recommend the books.
And you know what? He was
They're
never
worth it.
seen again.
It's time to go to bed.
What's happening here? Why do we have to lock up the house?
Just go to your room, Jody. And don't come out, no matter what happens.
Dude, I live here now,
Remember the
so
ship last
tell
night?
me what's up.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
God, for God's sakes, Paul. What's going on here?
Just go to your room.
Paul.
There's
Paul,
nothing you can
please.
do.
Paul. Also, why do I have to go to bed? Because some angry spirits won't let me finish. I want to... I'd be annoyed if I couldn't finish dinner just because some spirits were mad at me. Or mad at my house or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Exactly 100%. I would like to go outside, please. Ooh. It does at the moment, doesn't it? To a point, yes. I feel like the vibe changes quite a lot, because Jodie as a character goes through so much. Ooh. Now this right here, this is like a Final Fantasy battle. I still really want to play Until Dawn. Seems like it'll be a fun time. Oh, gosh. Excuse me. Oh god, oops, excuse me. Fun little horror games. I have so many fun little horror games. Oh, also, I have a poll in the About section below. It's, oh god! Ouch. Ouchie. Excuse me. It's about kind of what games people are interested in playing next. I've listed 3 choices for now, so if you wanted to take a look, and you know, I'm not averse to following popular opinion. I'm about that, because it's important to me that you guys enjoy the channel and its content. I am on it.
Jodie! Jodie, I told you to stay in your room. You could have been killed.
Seriously, if at least one person uses the poll, I'd be like, that's the game we're playing.
Listen to me. Stayed in your room.
You have to tell me the truth. You have to tell me the truth now.
It's Yaitso. He wants blood. That's all he's interested in. We can't do anything about it. We can't fight his spirit.
Spirits don't live in this world. If he's here, there's a reason. You remember Ashley? We're friends, right? I'm just gonna put my foot in the stirrup and climb up, okay?
Oops. As soon as I learn how to press L1.
I need to figure out how to go forward. Hey, what do you think, Ashki? We're doing pretty good, huh?
That horse is gonna have to tell me your secret. Listen, I'm headed over the pasture to tend the churros. You wanna come?
Sure.
Let's go then. Yeah!
We're having a jog. Sorry, a gallop. It's cool. I mean, I'm not really into horse riding. I've been horse riding a few times, but you know, I'm not really into keeping horses, especially not as pets. But it would still be cool to go on rides like just in big open spaces like that.
Look, I know you don't want to talk about it.
You weren't big on Until Dawn?
But I really need to know what happened last night.
Yes.
And the ghosts that surround the
A
house.
dog or a cat is a much safer bet than a horse. Have to admit it.
My father says 5 spirit guardians have always protected our tribe. They come at night to prevent Yotso from killing us. I don't know if it's true, but Yotso has never managed to get into our house.
Well, I have something to tell you.
And despite all this?
It's true. I've seen them. They're there.
Never wanted to just leave?
No. For him, the spirit is just
right, yeah, no.
part of the land.
Not fond of horse riding, yeah. Never big on it myself.
You can't
Honestly,
change.
one of the first times I tried it, my mom apparently won like a free horse riding session in like this raffle. So she decided it would be a fun thing for me to do. And for the most part it was. The session went really well, but towards the end of it I was just kind of trotting towards the stables with the instructor, and very slowly I felt something shift.
You're like us.
And then slowly as time goes on, I start
don't you, Jody?
slowly falling sideways, and I'm stuck to the saddle, and the saddle is slipping, and I'm on the side of the horse now. So the instructor wasn't even blinking. This was not alarming to her, and if she was alarming, she had a great poker face because she did not react at all. But I was trotting towards the stables, sideways on, still attached to this horse, clinging for dear life, because I was not about to fall off a horse, okay? There's no way I'm getting back on that one. So that was my horse riding experience, and you know what? I think I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Let's put a pin in that one.
Got a windmill. Shouldn't be hard to find.
Okay. I'll see you back at the ranch.
It was a time. It was kind of embarrassing, but the instructor did not react, so I'm wondering how many times that has actually happened. Are we leaving? Is that what we're doing? We might be leaving.
Jay said the well was close. I should see the windmill soon.
Oh, there it is. Have you had any interesting experiences with your animals? If you will, excuse me.
Good work, Aiden. The pump's running again.
Tumbleweeds. Oh, I couldn't stand to keep reptiles. Definitely not snakes. Anything that might eat me if given half the chance. Not really about. I heard the story of this woman who had the snake, and one day she decided to take it to the vet because it wasn't eating. And this was a really big snake, so it should have quite a bit of an appetite, you know, it just but it just wasn't eating. So she takes it to the vet, and the vet goes, out of curiosity, where does the snake sleep? She goes, oh, I let it sleep in my bed with me. And the vet turns around to her and goes, he's not eating because he's preparing to eat you. So obviously she no longer let the snake sleep in the bed. So all I'm saying is, watch your reptiles. Oh dear. Although we did have a iguana briefly named Norm. My brother decided it was a good idea. Well, you tell him not to let. Oh gosh. Dang it, I missed the quick time event. Brown arrow. Yeah, just make sure he doesn't sleep with the snake in his bed. Should be fine, right? Absolutely. Okay, we are going over there. Cool. Run. Thank you. He's a reptile freak like 4 snakes, 5 lizards, and 2 frogs. You know what? I'll tolerate the frogs. Amphibians are fine. And sometimes even cute. I couldn't live with reptiles, honestly. But most things that are smaller than a cat or quieter than a cat or a dog are in danger of being completely ignored by me. Not because, you know, I hate them, it's just I constantly forget they exist if they're not in my face, you know? So it's really for their safety that I don't have small pets. Me, I'm like, let's just get a cat or a dog or something, maybe a bird. I did used to have birds when I was growing up. Whoa! But by and large, I don't like to keep them as pets because I don't like to keep them in cages. However big their enclosure is, I definitely... Like, unless it's like a full-on aviary, and maybe they're endangered or something, I don't like much of the thought of keeping birds as pets.
Massacred the soldiers in the fort. Could it be Yato?
Ooh. Yeah, I'd much rather have a cat or a dog. Or several of those. Like, no, I've got nothing against people who do keep them as pets and stuff, but me personally, I'm not really into bird keeping. I think the whisper went through, I'm not sure, but just respond whenever you get the chance after stream. No problem, I will do. I would, but I think it'd be super awkward to stop midstream, and also, like, I'd want to dedicate the appropriate amount of attention to it, and you know, that's not going to happen if I'm doing this and whispering to you at the same time. But yeah, like I said, if after the stream you're still interested in more of this, we've got the first session that I played yesterday for you to watch too. Or you can check out probably slightly more competent YouTubers, or sorry, Twitchers, or whatever it is people call us these days. Twitchies. There you go. There's a lot going on here. Do whispers take a while to go through? I mean, I've never whispered to anyone, so I wouldn't know. But ooh, it's a hat. Ah. Excuse me. Do you see anything else shiny? Nothing to interact with in the well? No? Okay. Sure. Oh no, I interacted with that hat already.
Tree. I need to find a forked tree.
Ah, a forked tree. Is there one? Mm-hmm. Hi, Starbreeze. Starbreeze, Jessica, Starbreeze. Ooh, is this it? Is this the tree? No, it is not. I highly doubt this is the tree. Whee! Ooh, ooh, is this it? It's a strangely unique, tall-looking tree.
Place I saw in my visions.
Excellent. I wasn't paying attention to your vision, so I'm glad you've got this. Sure love inner monologues, don't you? Save lives. You were here for yesterday's stream, weren't you? You know what this symbol's from? Or a throwback to? This symbol appeared in Detroit Become Human as one of the flags that the androids can pick.
Okay. I'll go back and keep looking.
It's hard to see it on the ground, but it does make a more prominent appearance in a bit. I think the connection is Quantic Dream, really. I think David Cage just likes to sort of connect his games together sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns around and is like, oh, you know what? All of these were in the same timeline. So this was all pre-Detroit. Because they clearly haven't got self-driving cars yet. Am I interacting with, like, anything? Pre-Detroit. I don't know where Heavy Rain fits into anything. But, look. Listen, Tree. I don't know what your game is. We need to interact. Or something. Incidentally, the lady who played Chloe in Detroit Become Human also appears in this, as does Todd. But you missed him. He appeared a little earlier in this session. But the actor who played Todd in this has been in it. The actor who played Perkins. The actress who played Chloe. Ooh, shiny. Has been in it also. David Cage does like to reuse actors sometimes.
The entity. Ghosts. They were wearing these ritual masks.
Y'all are digging up a gravesite. Rebury that immediately.
Thanks, Aiden.
Please don't mind. Let me just rob you. So it's cool. We got this.
Weird. This one has no talisman.
You've seen that blanket before.
He put it around the baby's neck.
I hope you're gonna bury
Help
those
me,
again.
I've got to see what happened.
Bleh. Sorry, excuse me. Let me just sort that one out for you.
all went by too fast. I didn't understand it. It's just all mixed up. It's as if something's missing. I'll show the talismans to Paul. Maybe he'll know something.
Where did you get these? Oh, I just dug them up. A ritual gravesite, no big deal. It's not like burial's sacred or anything.
They came here in broad daylight. We tried to get to the house. Oh! Corey, get the car! Come on, start! Start already, goddammit! He won't start, Jay! He won't start!
Oh, the entity's coming back.
We've got to get to the house.
I don't think that's gonna help.
There's nothing else we can do. My father told you can't fight a spirit.
Yes, we can. I've recently gotten into grave digging. I think I found the solution to our problems. Get in. Hey, Nana.
This blanket. It's the one that was on that baby.
Mother gave it to me. Like her mother before. She'll give this.
Where it all began. I need to watch carefully. Remember every detail.
See? Check out that symbol.
Ancestors. They summoned Yaitsu here.
They were lost, full of hatred for the white man. They bring spirit, kill their enemies, and gain revenge. He turned against them. He was still hungry for blood. Yaitsu is back. He has come to take our lives.
We're your ancestors. They're the guardians who protect the house, right?
They know they were robbed, so they returned to protect us from the evil that they released.
If they brought the entity here, I mean, there's gotta be some way to send it back to its own world.
They used a ritual to open the passage. I still remember the incantation, but the ritual is lost in the past.
I saw the ritual in my vision. I'll prepare it and you can help me with the incantation.
Hurry! He's coming.
He sure is.
The fire. I have to make a fire in the front of the house. Something to light the fire.
Oh boy, this is not stressful at all.
Jody, what the hell?
Trust me! I know what I'm doing!
We gotta get inside! The storm is coming!
Leave me, Jay!
Shimasani? You can talk?
The stick, Jody! Let's find a stick to draw the sign!
Thank God everything is readily available to me. Dum da dum.
That's it. Now the talismans. I have to remember where each of the medicine men stood. There. That's exactly right. Okay. Now each of you needs to stand next to a talisman. There must be a soul attached to each one. There's only 4 of us. And 5 talismans. We need a 5th soul to complete the ritual.
This is crazy, Jody! We're all gonna die if we don't go inside right now!
Fuck! Fuck! We need one more soul!
I got you, buddy.
That's it! We've got the 5 souls! Shimasani, start the incantation now! The passage is open, Jody!
Sure
You
is.
did it! You did it!
Get you in the hole. In that hole. I have no idea what's going on. There were some spirits haunting a sort of farm, and they banished the spirit. Well, it's sort of a soul. Things will eventually become clear, but because this is like a non-linear storytelling, it's a bit difficult to explain. But since you were about for most of the first session, I think you kind of have a vague idea how nonsensical most of this is, but eventually it will begin to make sense. And crazy grandma. No, not grandma. Like, dang, son.
No white man has ever been to the place I'm taking you. My people have buried our dead there for many hundreds of years. For us, it's sacred land.
Hi, Bogi-sama, how are you? see.
These are the bones of your ancestors. I'm sure they would have wanted to be buried alongside their own people. Paul. I know I could.
Don't blame yourself. My father is with Shimazani and his ancestors. He's happy where he is.
Not 100%, but I'm pretty sure you could probably... Ooh, he buried them quick. But I'm pretty sure there's a way that you can save all of them? I don't know if you can save Grammy, but I think you might be able to save them all. Actually, can we go climb that? Is this a climbable surface? Who does that remind you of?
So your decision is made? You're leaving?
There's just things that I have to work out. Things from my past. I think I'm ready to face them now.
You did a lot for us, Jody. For us, and for our people. If you don't find what you're looking for, just come back here. You'll always find a home here. I'm gonna miss you.
Aw.
Me too. I'll never forget you, Corey.
Ashki is gonna miss you.
One day I'll come back and see you.
Should we hug him? Or kiss him? We're gonna kiss him. It's timed. So. Also, he's a cutie too. Just saying.
Hey, Jody! You didn't think you were just gonna walk, did you?
You spent a lot of time fixing this thing.
I mean, not that much time.
Least we can do to thank you.
Thanks.
I then explored the house, repaired the bike. Lied or evaded Jay's questions. Did I? Completed the ritual. Took a step outside. Escaped Yeet, so didn't save Paul. Well, to be honest, I'm not sure how to begin to even do that. So, less than half the people kissed Jay before leaving? Sort of surprising, but okay, sure. Let's see, what time is it? You know what? I think now is as good a time as any to take a 5-minute break, and then when we get back, we will continue on until about 11:30, unless of course we wind up going over again. But the point, the aim is 11:30. So 1 more hour to go. Anyway, so go get refreshed, get your drinks, go to the bathroom, do what you need to do, and I will see you back here in 5 minutes. Alrighty, I hope everyone had a good break. I made sure that my cats didn't break something earlier today. Turns out they did not. It was just a knife they knocked off the table, so it's fine, it's fine. Everything's okay, nothing is destroyed. Sorry, I heard movement from my cat and I'm just like, what's broken? What's going on? Yeah, such well-behaved boys. Well, I've mentioned in the past that one of my cats is taken to sitting on the kitchen counter, which, why though? We can't figure out how to make her stop. But we'll get there eventually. Apart from straight up kicking her out of the kitchen, I don't know what else to do. But she does this thing where she tries to sneak back into the kitchen, but like as soon as you leave the kitchen, she'll rush in there and be like, "Oh, they never saw me." But it's like, I am a ninja. So she thinks she's got us fooled, but we absolutely know what her game is. I've more than once today I've already had to push her off the kitchen counter. She doesn't get it. She doesn't get the hint. There are plenty of places for her to be and sleep and nap and everything, but she just has to pick the option that is just a pain in the butt for everyone involved. It's very characteristic of her, to be honest, my Minnie. She's that kind of troublemaker. We've got Kingsley, who is incredibly intelligent, and we're pretty sure he understands literally every word we say, to a suspicious level. We've got Minnie, who she's just a troublemaker, and she likes cuddles and attention and stuff, but yes, she gets it. She just chooses not to. But I'm pretty sure she's probably the dumbest cat we have. We've got Tigger, who you don't cuddle, and you're lucky if you get to pet her for a while. Because she's the one that communicates with growling and hissing, and if she's in a bad mood, you'll probably lose a finger or something. The thing is, though, she has a lot of kitten behaviors because she was abandoned as a kitten by her mother and taken to a vet with her siblings, where they were soon adopted. So she wasn't weaned properly. So sometimes she like clings to like fluffy pillows and stuff and needs them like she's like a kitten when she's feeding. And it's cute, but it's when she's in that kitteny sort of mood that she's the most affectionate. And you could go on for about 5, maybe a whole 10 minutes of this affectionate Tigger. And then we've got Iggy, who doesn't really enjoy being picked up, and she's restless. And you're lucky if you can get her to sit next to you for about a minute. But if you move, she'll move. She really is restless, and she's probably a bit paranoid, to be honest with you. She's probably a paranoid kitty cat. But she was a very nervous bean. Her favorite toy is a string. Doesn't matter what fancy cat toys you get her. If you give her a string or a shoelace or something, she is about that. She will carry that everywhere. That is her thing. And I meant to give her a shoelace from one of my other shoes, but I forgot before I threw it out because the soles cracked and they were letting water in, and I threw them out, but I forgot to take a string off for her. So I was disappointed about that. But I suppose what she doesn't know don't hurt her or nothing. But Iggy has a tendency to come see me in the mornings, and Especially when she's just been outside, she gets little muddy paw prints everywhere. She leaves them on my desk and on my pillows, and I'm like, oh, now I have to change my sheets. Speaking of, I should definitely do that. But she has no sense of wiping your paws on before you come in the house. It's just not a thing that she does. That's no, but she is a sweetie pie. And sometimes she'll tolerate you picking her up for a minute or two, but honestly, she absolutely hates it when she can't feel something like sturdy underneath her feet, so she's not overly fond of being picked up. But sometimes I can trick her into it. Like, there are times that I've like scooped around her like this and gone whoop and held her like that for a bit. She's not necessarily been happy about it, but I've tricked her into being held. Anyway, I think it is high time we got back into it. Big scooping, yes, exactly. Now I really hope that the sound is working. It's going to be a nightmare if it hasn't.
Ready?
No, good.
Yeah.
Cole? Okay, I'm recording.
Now concentrate, Jody. Tell me if you feel anything in particular about any of these objects.
Can you see anything, Aiden?
Yep. Come on.
Thank you, Dad. It's so pretty.
Open it.
Funny hat. Yes, it is a science hat.
Jody?
I assume it is to measure her neural activity.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Did you see something?
No. No, it was all blurry. I didn't see anything.
Yeah. Nathan?
It is William Dafoe. I was bothered all the other day because I couldn't think of his name, but it is William Dafoe.
Says you know what it's about?
So I referred to him in the stream as the Green Goblin, which he was in Spider-Man back in the day.
Do you think he'll be long?
Relax, Princess. He'll be back in a minute.
Hasn't Nathan been... I don't know, just like acting kind of strange lately?
He's trying to raise money for the lab at the moment. Maybe he's worried about it. You know how he is.
Listen, I never got around to telling her I need more time.
No. Professor Dawkins, she needs to come with me today. I have my orders.
Christ, she's only a child. My assistant and I are the only family she's got. She doesn't have any idea what's out there.
Man, I kind of miss the
Dawkins, I see your side.
old
All right, I do. But orders are orders,
Spider-Man
right?
films. I went on a bit of a nostalgia trip and I watched
bring her to me, or do I have to go
the
in?
Tobey Maguire ones. The third one was a weird time.
Jody, could you come here, please?
What's going on?
Kind of makes me want to go back and find it so I can watch it again.
Jody, this is Ryan Clayton from the CIA.
Now, I know people give the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans
agency
a
wants
hard
you to
time,
join
but
the,
I
military
disagree.
school
I quite
program
like
at
them, to
Camp
be
Perry.
honest with you.
Ryan's going to
I
take
mean,
care of you.
Tom Holland so far, I think, has been the best one,
You
but
have to go with him, Jody.
I think Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man gets a lot of flack.
I don't understand. Why me?
This unit belongs to the CIA.
Tobey Maguire has the best dancing. You're not wrong there, Cheerless.
They know what you and Aiden can do.
I am not a child. I can make my own decisions. No one can force me to go.
Okay, Jody, I know. It's difficult, but
no one.
You need to understand.
No one is
this
disputing
is
Tobey Maguire's
great
dancing
opportunity
ability. It has to be said. It is spectacular.
Oh, so that's just it? You know what's best, and I'm just supposed to shut up and obey orders?
Jesus, listen up, Miss Holmes. I don't give a shit about your pathetic adolescent pouting, all right? You can rant and rave all you want, but you'll shut your mouth and do as you're told.
Go fuck yourself.
That's it. Let's go. Come here.
Ooh. Done.
Jody.
Pissed off Aiden. Well done.
Jody, stop immediately.
Do this for me.
Does Andrew Garfield dance in his films? I don't think he does.
Only the essentials. We've got everything you need at Camp Perry.
I watched The Social Network before The Amazing Saga. I can't ever unsee him as the Facebook. Yeah, that's fair. Social Network's not a bad film, but you kind of do have to have patience for a bunch of essentially douchebags. I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, I mean, I can't fathom why she'd be upset, but hey. I can't remember the name of that bunny rabbit, but Mr. Buffy or something? Goofy? What's essential? A banana. Hey, bananas are essential. Yeah, it kind of does have a bit of a Life is Strange vibe, but you know, a lot less indie. Well, kind of. Well, the thing with this game is it kind of shifts genres a lot in any given scene. I'm not the biggest fan of Life is Strange. I think it's a cool game and everything, but I just really don't like Chloe. I think I went on a massive rant about Chloe a while ago, but still want to do Life is Strange 2 at some point. I do have the game. I plan on streaming it, but I don't know when. Probably not for some time.
No.
Yeah, I have no interest at all in playing Before the Storm. I just don't need any more Chloe than is necessary. But yeah, this is another one of Quantic Dream's games, if you're unfamiliar. But, you know, they also did Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain. I plan on playing Heavy Rain in the future, so that's on the list. But this was the one before Detroit Become Human. It's sitting shrimp wrapped on my bookshelf. Damn straight. You should definitely have a go. If you're interested in my first session, you can check that out after the stream. Or, you know, during the stream. That's entirely up to you. But don't worry if it doesn't make sense, because it really doesn't, because it's a non-linear storyline. But in the Steam version, which is the one that I'm playing, you can either play it in the non-linear original mix, or they've remixed it so you can play it in chronological order. But I decided to do it as intended. Spied on Clayton and Dawkins. So yeah, everything's a bit jumbled at the moment. The dinner.
Yeah?
Jody. Hey, it's Ryan.
Ryan!
I was just wondering if you got my email.
What email?
I remember you, Angelo. Hi! You should have said something earlier. But yeah, how have you been, actually? Because
I've actually been having problems with my computer. What was
we haven't
the email
talked for
about?
ages. But yes, I do very much remember you. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, it's too late.
Thank you, though, for
another time?
following me and being supportive and stuff.
Shit, I'm so sorry. Why don't you just come over here for dinner tonight? I mean, you wanted to see my apartment anyway, so...
Sure, but
How about around 8?
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring a kick-ass bottle of wine. See you later.
How you been, buddy? How's life treating you?
Now I get why you blasted my computer. You didn't want me to see Ryan.
Nobody wants you to see Ryan.
Your call, Aiden. I can do what I want.
Yeah, I've been...
Fuck this.
Well, I'm currently a cleaner, so I get to leave the house sometimes.
Whoever I want. This is my life. Oh, do you fucking hear me? This is my life. You know what? I happen to think Ryan is great. He's charming, he's intelligent, he's funny. And I think I'm falling for him.
Yeah, no, I'm doing well.
Yeah, I'm aware of what
This is
happened.
my life. Exactly.
Fuck you for reminding me.
Ryan
is not like
yeah,
that.
no, I'm doing good.
Okay.
I've been to Tesco,
7
peak of social hotspots, honestly. Yeah,
Have an
yeah.
hour to make dinner,
Same.
tidy up, and make myself look good.
Though it is nice to be able to go out for work for a few hours, just for a change of scenery. Plus, I just listen to audiobooks while I'm working, so pretty chill, honestly. Like I'm getting through books faster than I read them. I've almost finished going through the entire Harry Potter series. Because why not? I'm gonna read Little Women at some point, and then I've got the George Orwell collection to read. Oh, well, read on an audiobook. I'm writing my novel, so that's fine too. And I bought a Kindle. I think it counts at least 3 years of books. Yeah. Kindles are a solid option too. Can't complain about Kindles. I have a small collection of Kindle books. I know Harry Potter series better than most of my family. No regret. Yeah, exactly. No regrets at all. I know people give Snape a lot of grief, but you know what? I like him as a character. I don't care if he's a terrible person. I like Snape. He's a good character. And I think it's kind of hilarious in some of the things that I've been reading. It's like, he's certainly not the anti-hero most people want him to be. Selfish, neutral at best. He's a very cool character, yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. I often think he throws himself into the teacher role, particularly where Harry is concerned, mostly because I think he genuinely believes that Harry needs to be treated like every other person, but also he kind of relishes that he gets to bully Harry, but also protect him by making sure he does the right thing like he's friggin' supposed to. Like, you know what? You're a terrible student and you've done a bad thing, so I'm gonna do the teacher thing and give you a damn detention and elegante. He relishes punishing him academically just because he can.
Oh, hello, Ryan.
And he should be. And nobody else seems to. Like, he does the right thing because it's a pain in Harry's butt. And he knows this, and that's great.
Classy. It's the new me, and it shows that I can adapt to any situation.
Oh, that dress. Yeah.
You might as well just give up, Aiden. Okay? This date is going on. Period.
Oh, you've gone to the forbidden forest and crashed your car into a tree? Have a sandwich, every other teacher. Exactly.
God, the dinner.
She's not talking to herself. She's talking to the sort of entity that is attached to her. She's basically haunted.
I knew I'd have to learn to cook someday, but I didn't expect it to be so soon. I gotta find something I can make in 1 hour with what's ever left in the fridge.
Thank you.
Asian beef. Oh, I mean, that looks good. It's not too complicated.
Well, she's probably talking to herself to a degree, but also it's for us. I think inner monologue should be outer monologue, but she's probably also talking to Aiden in a way.
Seems doable.
I mean, if you know there's somebody there, you might as well voice everything, right?
I mean, it's not exactly gourmet, but no preparation, no mess. I mean, it could be an option.
Ooh, let's go Asian beef.
Huh. Asian beef. I mean, it looks suitably exotic. As long as I don't manage to fuck it up. Oh, crap. Crap, he's early. I'm coming!
She's my mood when it comes to cooking. Yeah. Basically. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes where the heck is my door? Where's my front door? Is it over there? I hope it's there. No, this is the bathroom. Oh my god, open plan housing is a nightmare. I don't know what this is. Is it a closet? I don't know. I can't tell. Okay. Where is the door? Well, I mean, oh, there it is. Right there. Ooh, Aiden, you joker.
Oh, good one, Aiden. Okay, you got me. Now, open the door. Aiden! Aiden, come on, open up! I'm the one who makes decisions around here, Aiden.
Fine.
You wanna play games? I can play too. You know, you're wasting your time, Aiden. You're not gonna stop me from seeing Ryan.
Oh, that's the throwback to childhood if I ever saw one. Now, where is my kitchen? This is my bedroom. You know what? If I could close the doors, I absolutely would. Then I could limit my range of getting lostness. Oh, for God's sake, is this it? Get bloomin' angles. Oh, there was a scene where... Hi, Jake, how are you? Imagine the rent on this place. Yes, the rent here would be nuts. Especially somewhere like London. But yes, there was an earlier scene where Aiden could put the chairs on the table like that in her childhood home. So that's why that's a throwback, that's all. Oh gosh, no. I don't think my parents would have taken too kindly to me sneaking the chairs on the table.
So far, so good.
Everyone loves the good old family chair stacking. Yep, it is a tradition here in England to prank thy parents by stacking tables on chairs on tables, but not in like a nice, neat way, you know, in a sort of poltergeist haunting kind of way. Really. Oi, governor, you've not stacked your chairs. That'll cost you 2 bob and a crumpet. Wow. Yeah, actually, that is a very expensive fine. So, honestly, if you haven't done that, guys, you need to, for your own sakes, if nothing else. This is nice. It's nice every now and again to have a game where it's basically like a cooking simulator or a cleaning simulator. It's cool. It's cool. It's nice, relaxing downtime.
Ginger. It's supposed to be an aphrodisiac. I mean, it's not in the recipe, but...
Dude, it's Asian food. Put ginger in the Asian food. It's cool.
Sure. I mean, I need all the help I can get.
I've seen enough Sims to know this is going. She's gonna somehow set fire to the sink. Yes, she is. A bit of pepper. What? Sorry, my bad. Stop. Yes. We can say goodbye to the sink very soon. Oh man, I was playing Sims the other day, and my Sim got married, and it was the Winterfest, and then he woke up the next day with his wife, and then they opened some presents together, and then he immediately died of hysteria. So now his wife, after one day of marriage, is a widow. So she's having a great time. Also, he has...
Ryan, you are gonna love this.
A clone of himself who happens to be an evil twin, basically, and also want to become famous by followers. No, good thanks. Yes, it was. And he also got kidnapped by aliens, so he had an alien kid. So he had an evil twin brother clone, an alien kid, and now he's widowed his wife. So there's a very complicated family dynamic going on there. Oh God, what am I doing? What did she say? Everything's coming up Millhouse. I wanna just check something. Oh, sorry. I think she was like, I want to stand still in my kitchen and stare at the wall. So nailed it. Nice. Am I supposed to be doing something? Was there something at the door? Oh, cleaning. We're cleaning, guys. Cleaning simulators arrived.
the trash can in the kitchen.
You see that? Interact with it. Thank you. Chug, chug, chug. I don't think so just now. Oh my goodness. It's Ryan! God damn. Where's my danged it, danged. Okay, here we are. It's the camera angles. It's weird. I can't change them at will. Ryan, I can't find my door.
Okay, this is important.
Aiden, do exactly the opposite of what she says.
Chateau Margaux, 2001. The guy in the store says it was a pretty good year.
That sounds good to me. So. Sorry about the mess. I mean, I just moved in, so it's...
No problem. Looks lived in.
Yeah, sorry, I was busy fighting my entity for control of dinner.
The thing that opens the wine?
Cool apartment.
Huh? Yeah, thanks. Aiden, for fuck's sakes.
I was busy adding 500 grams of ginger to your food. Hey, there is nothing wrong with ginger. But 500 grams, they're probably going to have to draw the line there. Oh yeah, right. I have a guest. It's an aggressive amount of ginger. Guys, since you're all here, if you would like a say in what games we play next, there is a poll in the About section below where you can pick from a select bunch of choices as to what we play next. If you don't want to make that decision, that is fine, but you will be left with my decision, and you may be disappointed. So that's really up to you.
You want me to open it?
No, I'll do it.
But yeah, the poll is there if you guys are interested. Where is the Toad stream option? The Toad stream option happens sometime. I don't know. Does anybody have... Yay, democracy! Does anybody know any games that are heavily frog and or toad based? Amphibian based games. So we can give Jake what he wants and just be toads for a few hours a week,
a couple weeks
or something.
ago. Yeah, the agency found it for me and all furnished and everything. It's actually the first place I've ever had just by myself. So it's weird getting used to the idea.
Ha 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 ha.
And how about you? Where do you live?
Oh, I have a place just up
Ooh.
It's nothing. It's just I Aiden's messing with us. Ignore him. Ignore him. And did you grow up here? Or?
No, I was born in Oregon. Now my parents and brother still live there. But...
I think I wrote something.
Tried the army. The action, travel, adventure. Long enough to realize that wasn't for me.
You don't need him. You have me. Oh, well, sorry, Aiden, but...
I should probably... I'm gonna go check on the dinner because...
I never thought I'd see a haunting out of jealousy.
For me.
Battletoads is a bit too hardcore.
No, why don't you go sit and more wine would be nice.
Yes, I've heard things about Battletoads. Seems like it would be somewhat difficult. The closest thing I know to a frog-based game is called Frogger. And I don't mean like the 2D version. There's a 3D version called Frogger Beyond or something that I have, but I can't get it to work just now. But when I can, I will totally stream the crap out of Frogger for you guys. So we can all be happy frog-based toad things. Totally. Excellent.
Good.
Excellent! I'm glad you like it.
I just put a bunch of ginger in there.
So we've been working together now for what 2 years? I know almost nothing about you.
At least you guys got a glass before I destroyed it.
Yeah, your parents, do you still see them? Are you sure everything's okay?
Yes, everything's fine. Aiden is just... He's just feeling nervous. It's okay, really.
Did Nathan ever manage to explain to you why you have this link with Aiden?
No.
What if I just flung that there knife across the room? As the world around him explodes. Yeah, he does know. He is fully aware of Aiden's existence. They're in the military together. He's technically her superior. So they probably shouldn't be dating or something, you know.
Jody, I think there's something wrong with Aiden.
Give me a second.
I was like, yes, this is totally normal.
I'm fed up with you and your goddamn jealousy. So why don't you just go back to whatever ethereal fucking place you came from and let me get on with my life? Get out of here. Do you fucking hear me? Get the fuck out!
It's like, is he here now, listening to us?
So, that thing you said, no. You just got the saucer on the feckin' table.
I don't give a damn how Aiden feels.
Well, you just plate that up or something. Put it in a danged bowl. Don't put it on the table. That could burn it. Or if you've got like a placemat, put it on the placemat at least.
No, Ryan, wait.
That right there is minimal preparation if I ever saw it. Dang it, Jody. You're supposed to be classy.
Jody, we don't need to rush it. Okay, let's just take some time to get to know each other. Maybe Aiden will end up being okay with that.
She suddenly wants his face burned off. Yeah, Robs.
Are you happy now? You get what you wanted. He's gone, and now you have me to yourself. I really hope you're deliriously fucking happy. Why don't you just float around in your invisible world and watch me cry? I hate you! Do you hear me? I fucking hate you!
Man, Jodie has it rough. I shouldn't be giving her flack about the sauce, the walk thing, but that needs to stop, like, immediately now. Cooked chicken or beef. Dressed nicely. Made Ryan leave using Einen. Left a messy apartment. Sorry, my bad. That was my fault. You happy now? Yes, exactly. Locked in the corridor by Aiden. Night session. She didn't wash her hands before cooking. She deserved everything she got. She did. Because that right there is a recipe for disaster. It's basically jinxing her entire evening.
Nathan, I'm so tired. Can we go now?
Oh, jeez. Is that what time it is?
Sure
I'm
seems to
sorry, I
be.
was concentrating on my work. I know you've had a long day. Hey, this morning I bought you a book. What do you say we get you tucked in and I read to you?
Yes, please.
I must have left it in the other room. Why don't you go in there and get it? I'll finish up here, and then we can go, okay?
Sure, I'm on it.
Sure. Don't bother to tell me the title of the book or anything, because I could just bring anything back. This does look kind of fun. Might give it a shot. I like choice-based path progression. Yeah, it is a good one. Have you ever played Detroit Become Human? Bring back the dictionary. That is probably a good book to read, the dictionary, to be honest with you. I've never read it cover to cover, but what are you gonna do? See, there's just a pile of stuff here that I could read. Oh, it's the only pink one in the room.
Aiden? You doing that, Aiden?
But if you haven't played Detroit Become Human, highly recommend that. Highly recommend this. Also, currently unopened, I found a job on eBay. The best PS4 games, Death Stranding and God of War are also waiting. Oh, cool! Death Stranding is on the list of things that I want to play. I'm interested in God of War, but I don't know exactly whether or not I want to play it, but it's one of those ones that I am intrigued by. I mean, I've seen a bit of gameplay. Ooh. No, I don't like that. Nobody reacted to her screaming for no apparent reason.
You found it. Now we can get down to the serious business of bedtime stories. Jodie? Jodie, you okay? You look pale.
She looks dead tired is how she looks. Come on, Nathan, let's get her off to bed.
Gotta bounce work tomorrow. Have a great rest of your stream.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much for the follow, and I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. I will see you around.
Nathan Dawkins.
Have a good night.
Nathan, what's up?
My wife. Daughter, they were coming back from my mother's. Truck. Drunk driver. Wrong side of the road. They're dead. Jody, let's get you off to bed. Nathan, stay right here. I'll be right back. Come on, Jody.
Jody sees dead people, guys. Oh gosh. You guys, it's 11:30. Ooh, don't you dare. You stop that right there. Okay. Okay, so, solid playthrough. Didn't go over because I think the next chapter coming up is going to be quite a long and intense one, so that's going to be something that we're going to look forward to next week. Because I do believe it involves some military training and stuff. So it's going to be pretty intense, and what a way to start off the weekend on Saturday next week. Oh, and it's fine. Don't you worry about it, Jake. Anyway, point is, it's gonna start off and it's gonna be very exciting. Pshaw. Don't worry, that's all I'm gonna say on the subject. But tomorrow it's gonna be Final Fantasy III, which may mean toads. Don't know. Could be. Could be toads. Could not be toads. It's a mystery. Totally a mystery. Same on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it's going to be Limbo again. By the way, turns out that's in chapters, and I absolutely did not have to replay the entire game, and I didn't actually have to rage quit before. So, no worries. That's going to be exactly where we left it off. And if we feel like it, we may or may not squeeze an hour or so of Stardew Valley in there, assuming it's not too late. I think we've probably got... I think we're mostly halfway through Limbo now. So we might finish it in a couple hours or in one more session. If we're lucky, at any rate. If it comes up to 3 hours and we've still not finished, I'll see how much we've got to go, and then we'll probably just finish it, because I'm pretty sure we're about halfway through. I think overall it's supposed to be a shorter game than Limbo, than Inside was, anyway. So it shouldn't be too bad. Then on Thursday we've got Skyrim, and on Friday again, The Witcher 2, which we had our first boss battle the other day. I think I talked myself out of the very, very first one. I decided to use charisma instead of violence in my first technical boss battle. So we've had our first monster battle. It went well, surprisingly well, considering. But we are continuing to hunt the Kingslayer. And I think we're gonna go help some elves. You know, work their stuff out. And then the weekend, this will continue. And we should be maybe we'll be done by the end of next weekend. I'm not sure. Either way, as I said before, if you want to say in what we play after Beyond Two Souls in the next weekend game, please refer yourselves to the poll below, and if you have enjoyed the stream tonight, then please do follow. Don't be shy, it's allowed. But other than that, I will see you tomorrow for Final Fantasy III, which I'm really hyped about because we are going to a new continent. Which we're apparently on a floating continent, so we're in the sky right now. So we're gonna go down into a less sort of floaty place, and it's gonna be probably miserable. Because I'm betting this is like the nice, pretty part, and everything down below is gonna be really terrible. And far more dangerous. I'm not sure what the difficulty curve is gonna look like, because to be honest, sometimes the game doesn't like to admit it, but it likes to drop you in the deep end a little bit sometimes. So it's all going to be very exciting, and I'm kind of hyped for it. I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest with you. I think actually Final Fantasy III is a relatively short game for a Final Fantasy game. I think I looked it up, and it's one of the shorter ones. I think it's like 30 hours, which you'd think, wow, that's a lot, but no, you haven't. If you're not familiar with Final Fantasy, you would definitely know that is not long at all by comparison. I think we've probably played for like 11 hours already or so, so we're probably about a third of the way in, if not halfway by now. Anyway, 30 hours is pretty standard for nowadays story modes. Yeah, pretty much. It is Gucci, pretty Gucci. But I think after we finish Final Fantasy III, I'm gonna start taking my Mondays off again, because I decided to stream on Mondays because Final Fantasy was such a hench game, and I wasn't sure how big it was gonna be. It might be a while before I pick up another Final Fantasy game, but I do have loads of those to stream, so I'm not opposed to doing it again. But for now, I want to probably take some more Mondays off so I can actually get used to doing things on a bit more on the technical side of the streams, because I want to do badges and things for when I can give things like give emotes and stuff to subscribers and things when I make affiliate, if I make affiliate. But I'll tell you what, we're doing really great on that front, so sub button, woo! Yes, exactly. I just want to reward people. It's fun, and I want to be able to do that. It's just a nice thing that I enjoy doing. So anyway, I want to work on that if I can. But I started doing it because I had the free time on Mondays. But I want to use it for something else. Basically, so it's going to be like my one day off a week, because I already don't write on Mondays, because I like to give myself a break from that too. So I want to give myself like a free afternoon and a free evening to do whatever I need to do, and just have a bit of a sort of chill, non-stressy day, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, I'm in no rush, but I do get excited when I think about it, so the only rush is self-imposed, because I'm just excited. But you know what? It's going well, everything is fine, I'm having a bunch of fun already. I don't mind, I just, but the poll for me is because I want to involve you guys a bit more in my streams and stuff, so if you guys get at least a choice now and again in what games we play, then that suits me just fine. Anyway, I will leave you guys here. Thank you so much for coming. Have a good evening, and you know, sleep well when eventually you do, assuming you sleep. Dream of toads and all things amphibian. woke up an hour ago. Well, have a good nocturnal day then, I suppose. But you are an owl. You got big eyes and everything. Anyway. That might sound insulting, but I promise it's not meant to be. Anyway, thank you so much for coming. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you around.